Good morning and welcome to day 2 of the forum. I'm going to introduce Ms. Jessica Smith, and she will be reading our land acknowledgement today.
Good morning, everyone. Jessica Smith, Director of the Center for Inclusive Transition Education Employment. Welcome to day 2 of the UW-Whitewater WIL Forum. Even with a virtual event, we find it important to recognize the land with which the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater exists. So, as we gather here for this virtual WIL Forum, we acknowledge that the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater exists today on the traditional lands of many Native people. We welcome the duty and opportunity to share stewardship of these lands. While this state institution has a rich history for thousands of years, this region and these lands were home to diverse Native peoples. In the knowledge and understanding of this history, we acknowledge that the land on which the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater now exists was and remains the historic and traditional territory of many Native peoples. The Ho-Chunk grew corn and gathered a living from these lands. The Potawatomi, then closely related to the Ojibwa and Odawa peoples, called this land home as well. We welcome and are honored by the responsibility to be good stewards of these lands and good neighbors to all Wisconsin Indigenous populations. I'll turn it back to Dr. Watson.
Jessica, thank you so much for sharing that. And as it was Indigenous Persons Day earlier this week, what a really important time to celebrate and acknowledge the amazing heritage in Wisconsin from our Indigenous people, the lessons that can be taught and learned, and the support that we need to provide and engage in affecting all the rights, education, and opportunities to our Indigenous people. As we kick off day 2 of the forum, I want to pause and take a moment to reflect back on yesterday. What an amazing opportunity with Tipper and Minnie. 2 amazing things. Minnie's keynote speech, so much was learned with IDEO and how she moves through her process. Felt really privileged to have the opportunity to do the small workshop with her, with our team within the presentation. I know Jess and I both walked away with new tools in our toolkit. I hope everybody from yesterday has something to add to that toolbox in building capacity and supporting individuals with disabilities. One of the things that I wanted to bring up from yesterday too, some of the questions that we had, is to remind everybody out there that individuals with disabilities are a very heterogeneous group of individuals. No 2 individuals are alike, and disability is one part of the holistic identity and intersectionality of who we are and people. So it's really a privilege to continue on with today. I also know that Tipper had the opportunity to share in his breakout session some really exciting and new information as well. Looking forward to Tipper's keynote later this afternoon and some breakout sessions that we have coming up. Jess, could you tell us a little bit more about those breakout sessions coming up?
Absolutely. Thanks, Elizabeth. So concurrent number 1 will stay in this room, and it will be Disability Culture in the Workplace with Drs. Lana Collette-Klingenberg and Dr. James Collins. And concurrent session 2, ABC Employer Assessment Tool, Accessibility Beyond Compliance. You will stay in this breakout room, and that will be with Dr. Elizabeth Watson and myself. And then, as Dr. Watson mentioned, the keynote will be with William Tipper Thomas III, Live Your Vision, Not Your Situation. And then in the afternoon, we will follow at 2:30 with some more breakout sessions, co-designing with student innovators, which will have a return of Minnie Brado, and a concurrent session with our keynote, Tipper, Disability Workforce Engagement. So we hope that you stay and join us for as much of the day as you're able. There are also on-demand sessions that have been recorded and are awaiting your viewing pleasure, including Brand You from lecturer John DeGraff, and resources and strategies for recruiting and hiring people with disabilities from the Employment Connections team within the City Center with Georgianne Maziarka and some of her students leading. Back to Dr. Watson.
Yeah, I'm really excited about the opportunities we have today with our students and student leaders to engage in some of these opportunities. And again, very excited to see where Tipper takes us this afternoon. So we hope everybody joins us. Again, we want to remind folks as we're doing the presentations, there is the chat option in the right-hand corner. If you hover over your Zoom interface, you should see the option for chat. You can open that. You can then type in questions. Both in all presentations, one of the presenters will be tracking to add those questions. In addition to that, there are some responses in there. So if you get excited, feel free to throw the presenters a thumbs up or some clapping hands. Overall, we're very proud and excited and thrilled to have you with us today. We look more forward to sharing and learning with you. We're going to give everybody an opportunity to freshen their cup of tea or coffee. I believe Jess is a coffee drinker. I'm a tea drinker. So between the two of us, you have the options of coffee or tea. And take care of any personal needs. We're also going to ask that as you are in the events, if you are actively participating at some point, please remember to mute your phone or turn off any sounds that may be chiming in. Again, thank you for joining us this morning. We look forward to learning and sharing with you.